Hello everyone, this is Benjamin Soriano, branch manager, your loan officer here in Bakersfield, California. We do help do loans in California and Alabama, which my branch does. AmeriSave does help 50 states, so if you're wondering if we could do outside of California and Alabama, we can. Today I wanted to go over some quick helpful hints about how to prepare to get a home loan or qualify for a home loan, right? Part of my speech. So when I have somebody sit down with me, and this is going to be what I tell clients when they sit down with me, exactly the same thing what I'm going to teach you guys. So if somebody's coming in and they want to know the basics, what do I need to do to make sure that I am doing what I need to do in order to qualify, now or in the future? And what I tell them is, whenever you buy a home, there's always two things that are going to be included, is the applicants and then the property. So we have to make sure that the customer that is going to apply, or customers, because there could be more than one applying together, or need to qualify in a certain way. And then also we have the house has to qualify, right? Because if you're buying a house, it has to be livable, right? It has to be able to be ready to move in. So in this segment, I'm just going to talk about the person, and then the next one I'm going to talk about the house. So there is about, depending on how you get paid, where the money's coming from, etc. There's about 50 to 100 tasks that has to be done before you get the final approval, right? So I'll give you an example of the tasks. When we fill out the application or documents that we need, right? What's your name, social security number, ID number, where do you live, your work, how much you get paid, all those are tasks. So depending on how you get paid, you might have more tasks than the other. So I'll give you an example, somebody in W-2 versus somebody that has their own business. There's going to be more paperwork involved with the business owner versus a W-2, because the W-2 is a W-2. You have your gross and your net. You got your lines. That's it. But a person that owns their own business or has a 1099 is going to be you're going to need more paperwork. It's going to need more information of how you're getting paid, because you get your gross and then your net by your deductions. So depending on how you get paid, that depends on how much paperwork we need on that part. So the 5 main things that we look at in the beginning is your FICO, your credit score, your debt to income, your assets or savings, and the loan program. That's the 5 major things we look at, because everything else interlinks into those categories. So I'll give you an example. Your FICO, we got to see your FICO because we have to check if you qualify for that program. Your credit history has to have some history showing what you're paying to get the points of the FICO. Your debt to income is how much you make versus how much bills you have. So we have to see what your debt ratio is, because there's a certain limit of debt that you could be. So the best way to explain this is, if the person makes $10,000, I congratulate them, but if you have $10,000 worth of bills, not much we could do for you. So we have to make sure that we are understanding how much you're making and how much debt you have. Now, assets / savings, we need to make sure that we're able to prove where their savings coming from. We ask for 2 months worth of bank statements, because we want to see it's coming from your work, right? From your aunts, from your, from the taxes. So we have to make sure that we have the proper paperwork to prove where that money's coming from. And what a lot of mistakes happen is, when you purchase a property, or you make an offer and you're trying to purchase the property, you make a big old deposit of cash into your account, and the underwriters cannot use it because we cannot prove where it comes from. So, I'm not the only one. There's many people that put money aside. You know, we call it under the mattress money. So that is realistic, right? We do that. But we have to make sure that we know where the money is coming from. So there's a certain process what you need to do with that cash. And also, the last thing is the loan program. Depending on your FICO, depending on your credit history, depending on your debt to income and your assets, there are certain loan programs that you could qualify for based on the findings of how the other four are active. And these are the most looked at things in your profile. And other examples is for I could give you how the 5 work is. It could be a great rate, but the FICO credit score is not established where it needs to be qualified, right? You can make good money and have good credit, but you have too much debt. And then you may have a good FICO, you may have good credit history and good income, but you have no money down. So that's where the program comes in. So if you have everything but the assets, of course there's programs that you need to qualify in order to get that help, right? The grants. But again, the grants have rules. They're going to check your FICO, your credit history, your debt to income, and everything else to make sure that you qualify for the grants. So it all interlinks, one way or another, those 5. So again, FICO, credit history, debt to income, assets, and loan program. They all are interlinked. So if you have any questions, let me know. Put a comment in, and I could answer it next time. I'm on Facebook Live, and also I'll be talking on the home side, right? This conversation was meant for what the person needs. Now we're going to talk about when you're in the process of buying a home, what to look for in the home, because the home has to be has some tasks that we need to do to make sure that the home is correct, right? I say, is the home correct? You know, is it livable? And I'm going to go what livable means in the next segment. Okay? So happy Thursday. I hope you have a great Friday tomorrow, and we'll talk to you next time.